like it.
Just a corner of a dissection tools, which is not something that I saw in Robin's deck. I think it's one of the best cards in the set.
That is undeniable, I would say.
I think it might be the best first pick in the set.
It's the best pack one pick.
The best pack one pick in the set. I can't think of a card that I would take.
I would probably take Overlord of the Mistborners.
Sure. White.
Probably Valgalos Onslaught.
Yeah. But just knowing that that card's always going to make my deck, no matter what's going on in the rest of the pod. It's best in certain colors, so it does give you a direction. But that it just is a really difficult card to answer, and it always makes your deck. Makes it hard to pass. So
Absolutely.
I assume that he had that in his opening. Or maybe in his second, but definitely a pick one. So we're seeing...
Kicking things off here.
Looks like Roman had the play, giving Robin the draw here. Got that reluctant role model right
Turn
off the
2
bat.
role model on the play.
We'll see if it's answered with
pretty
another
ideal
reluctant role model, but I don't see it in Robin's hand. Looks like Roman's going to get off to a pretty fast start with this reluctant role model. Roman having all three of his colors here.
So what's the first choice?
I think the first choice is flying, almost always.
Yeah.
Especially on an unanswered board. You could go for the +1/+1 counter, but the chances that it gets flying and it just gets in again is, I think, the highest, right?
I would be kind of tempted to go +1 counter here.
You think so?
Especially since Robin didn't have a 2-drop. It's less likely that he's going to have a blocker for it on the following turn.
That's fair.
And so that's, max damage, giving it the counter right away. I think there's an argument there.
I think there's an argument there too, and I also kind of like that in facing against this specific color pair.
Enduring Vitality there is pretty nice.
Knowing that the answers that are in green and white are, they're not going to really care about that damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So most of the removal responses that
the exercise lines up so well against Vitality.
Good. Permanently exiling
Yeah.
Enduring Vitality and allowing that role model to swing it again. We may be seeing a very fast first match here. Yeah, you see a very fast first match here.
Robin was looking for a way out there. But
Reading that exercise, it does say artifact enchantment with creature enchantment or artifact with power 4 or greater. So it does read sort of strangely.
Yeah.
Like, well, what enchantments have power 4?
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, unfortunately, the comments really give it all away.
It looks like Roman did indeed take my line of going
looks
with the
like he did
+1
go
counter.
for the +1/+1 counter. Now is a very interesting decision because I think that the 4 power makes it almost unbeatable, especially if Roman has any answers in his hand. Though notably, Roman did miss a land drop there.
That hasn't seemed to stop him in round 1 anyway.
I don't think it's going to stop him here either. He's off the ground pretty quickly, and that Savior of the Small is not going to do much against this this steamrolled role model, I would say. If the role model gets flying here, a 4/4 flying here is going to be quite a pain. Even a 5/5 is going to be very unbeatable here, I think.
It seems like he's just content to keep putting +1 counters on. And being this sort of just the advantage of being on the play, Robin is unable to put blockers and it's way fast enough.
A little bit of a dialogue going on here between the two of them. Roman saying, if you don't have it, I win, right? I would definitely go for the flying here, knowing that he tapped out for the Survivor of the Small. If Robin does play like another similarly sized creature, he has the option to double block on his next turn. So I think going for the flying counter here
there it is.
Forces Robin to have a more of a removal, or that role model is just going to keep getting in. Where in the previous turn, Roman managed to remove his only blocker, so a double block would not be as much likely. I think that the flying counter here makes the most sense. Though it is tempting to get that extra, have it be a 5/5 and put him on a 2-turn clock.
Absolutely. By my estimation, though, Roman doesn't have many bad plays to make here. he's just kind of in control. The dissection tools, 4/4 lifelinker, death touch.
Yeah,
Yeah, looks like the role model got flying just in time here.
definitely.
Looks like he's putting the Anthropede under the tools.
Which would be very good if he can't flip that up.
Flip it next turn, maybe you have a shot after that. Though now he's got the patch plaything. He can use
Notably,
the...
Patch Plaything could trade with the Survivor if it swings. Roman did get his 4th land, so we're unsure what that unlocks in his hand.
He could unlock the Rotunda to make the plaything into a 3/2 double striker, though that still wouldn't save it from the Savior.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you put the Savior in front of the plaything here. You'd be taking 4 in
Go
here.
to 6. Leaves you alive on board, and that Anthropede is going to be tough. He's going to have to spend his entire turn turning it face up and blocking the reluctant role model. Luckily, the Anthropede will just be big enough if he doesn't unlock the to both block and survive. But if Roman plays, yeah, exactly, an extra creature that's going to get an extra attack here, it's going to be tough for Robin to come back from this.
So he can gain 4 life.
It's true.
So he's at an effective 10 against an Alpha Strike, for example. So if Roman puts the Rotunda counter on the role model, then it will trade with the Anthropede.
Because the Anthropede would be a 6 toughness against a 6 power.
Ooh, so he's not...
2 creatures, no attack, and it means he's not going to flip up the... so this is dead on board.
I think he's dead on board,
He's
yeah.
dead on board
Okay.
to an unlock here, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think that was the play.
Probably not, but, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going into game... Is this game 2 or game 3?
This is game 2.
Okay. I didn't miss a game.
No. That would have been a very quick one.
Yeah.
Which probably would have meant that Robin... Oh, he's got the turn 2 roll model
the turn 2
again.
roll model again.
And Robin didn't have the 2-drop
It's
to...
unfortunate on the play, but without the 2-drop, giving Roman that opportunity to play that role model.
Okay.
Though he is going to have the hardened what is it again?
Hardened Escort.
It is hardened escort, yeah. The hardened escort to hopefully block.
This is a big... This is a big fingers crossed moment,
this
for
is
sure.
a huge moment for Robin, whether or not Roman is able to swing with this role model. Seeing the difference here between the play role model versus the draw role model.
Okay.
Even though Robin missed his 2-drop, having that 2/4 coming on 3 is very nice.
So... So Robin does get to block here, but Roman puts a counter on it, which makes it able to survive through the escort.
It's going to be a 3/3 with flying that gets a counter when it attacks every turn, and probably gets a counter when it survives the onslaught here. I'm not seeing any big answers in Robin's hand.
I imagine that this is just going to be a land cycle, one of the shepherding spirits here.
Or did I see the hint of a get in for 3 there?
Just 2.
Just 2? Does Hardened Escort not target itself? It is another, yeah.
Target creature, another target creature.
Yeah, another target creature. Just for 2 then.
Interesting. So Robin chose not to land cycle there to hit his land drop. And here comes a 3/3 flyer.
So if Robin had cycled there, he could have found himself. Well, but he was cycling for white, but he could have just tapped
2 planes.
2 planes, get the green, and also play the cartographer, which is, I think, definitely a better line.
I think you need to start. I think you need to continue hitting your land drops to contest here.
But also because he's not holding anything up, it doesn't prevent him from making the same play that he did. He finds the white source, and he still taps green and white on his 4th land for the cartographer, so he does get both of them in.
That's true.
Looks like Robin is saying, I think I'm going to try and race you. It's not a terrible plan if he does draw an answer for that role model.
So that's an attack for 5.
For 5. And unblocked as well.
Yep. So the only sort of saving grace here is that Roman did miss a land drop and didn't get full value out of his Rotunda.
My question is, did the Hardened Escort actually attack?
Yes, it did.
Okay, because it is untapped right now.
Oh, maybe not then.
Maybe not.
Yeah, we're going to assume that
Ooh, a big
Roman's
pump
at...
on that friendly ghost into the role model with an extra trigger. Robin sweating a little bit, I think.
So that was an attack for 6.
Though he did just draw his dissection tools, and he has the mana to play it.
Okay.
If there's a card that could get him back in this, it is the lifelink, I would say.
He also does have the Anthropede, which can start reaching for the friendly ghost eventually.
True. So
yeah,
the
that's-
3/4 does only just they just bounce off each other, unfortunately. And with Roman's room unlocked, he can attack with the friendly ghost and give it a counter, bounce off of the Anthropede the first turn, and then do it again on the next turn and kill it.
Oh, does he have the surgical suite in hand
Yes.
as well?
Oh, he may have the surgical suite, but he has the when you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on an attacking creature unlocked.
No, that's the other one. That's the put 2 counters spread out,
Oh, it is. You're right.
As you choose.
Okay,
which he already used
got it. Yes, I thought that was the surgical suite.
just to put 1 counter on the
Thank you.
vulnerable. Okay, now the escort is attacking for sure, giving the cartographer +1/+0 and indestructible.
Yeah, indestructible. One of the nice triggers with that survivor thing. It looks like Roman is thinking about getting a double block in on the Hardened Escort.
Yeah, I really don't mind this.
I don't mind this
from
either.
Roman. Yeah, trading for your cheerleader that wasn't really doing much. But yeah, Robin, of course, just wanted the cartographer trigger anyway.
Thin his deck, get a little extra lands.
Yeah, I think this comes back to, I can certainly see the logic of not wanting to land cycle at your 6-drop whenever you have a card that's going to find you more land. But I think he just had enough big things to do with his mana that I would just want to make sure to hit all my land drops.
Yeah, especially up against a role model that you need to find an answer for. I think just cycling your land, thinning your deck, making it just even a little bit more likely that you do draw one of the answers that you have in your deck for that creature that is basically like a 3 or 4 turn clock.
Yep.
I think is probably the right play.
And it does have lifelink now as well.
So that's quite nice.
So you can't really race it. Well, so it's kind of canceled out by the dissection tools lifelink, I guess, to a certain extent. It's
Maybe
another
a little bit of a lifelink battle here.
Yeah, another interesting game of
For a lifelink deck.
both players sort of bashing.
Bashing against each other, knocking heads. He does have 2 of those cyclers in his hand currently. With the mana to play them next turn, I think. Maybe not. No, I don't know if he does.
Though the Lionheart Glimmer is also a very attractive play.
The Lionheart Glimmer might be the correct play just because it'll pump the House Cartographer, allowing it to swing and get another trigger if he does swing with the role model again. And he'll gain an extra life, and every point of life is going to be very important for Robin right now.
I believe the Savior of the Small has the ability to get back the Hardened Escort out of the graveyard as well.
Yeah. Does that get mana value 3 or less, or does it get power 2 or less? Type that in the chat.
I think either way, though.
That's right.
That works.
I wanted to check.
I think they designed the set in the way to where it just gets back most of White's creatures. Yeah.
Most of White's commons, for sure.
Mana value
3 or less, so it will reanimate that Hardened Escort. Or
Grave
not
Dig.
reanimate, Grave Dig, the Hardened Escort, which is pretty nice, especially with that Glimmer coming out.
So that's another reason for Ramen to be totally okay with the trade.
Yeah.
And yeah, Roman's having to think here. He's got lots of lines.
He does have a bunch of options. 4 mana up. I can see a Leech in hand, though that's not going to be doing very much.
Not going to be
I also see, I
super
think that's
important.
one of the green rooms in his hand? I don't know. I can't quite see his hand there.
He does have a Valgaloth's Onslaught in the deck, apparently. I don't know if you had seen that before.
Hadn't. Interesting. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of power in this. Tyvar, Onslaught, Damnation. Everyone's pulling heat tonight.
That's my favorite Poison song. Everyone's pulling heat
Everyone's
tonight.
pulling heat tonight. That role model swinging in again, just an unstoppable role model, modeling exactly how the survivors are supposed to interact on the board. Just turn them sideways.
By my best estimate, the life totals are 17 to 7. I believe that was a
We'll
4
double
power.
check here, but yeah, I believe that was a 4
life
power and a
linker.
hit, and then a gain of life. So he is going to play the Leech and unlock the Grand Entryway to make a 1/1 Enchantment Glimmer and hit him for 1 again.
Gonna ding for 2.
Yeah, get a second Eerie Trigger, so 2 hits, goes to 5. So he's going to need to gain some life here, because just 1 hit from that role model is going to be lethal. So he doesn't find an answer here. Looks like that Lionheart Glimmer might be his best option. That'll get him at least enough life to not die.
I think Anthropede re-equip dissection tools could also be
Yeah, I like that line.
sacking the House Cartographer,
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah.
Oh, he did draw the Enduring Vitality.
Did draw the
But
Vitality.
he has importantly only hit planes off of his Cartographer so far. Roman does not even jump there. Interesting.
Doesn't jump, lets him go back up to 9, hits him for 4. So he is going to play the Shepherding Spirit. It's interesting. It's an interesting line. I did like the re-equip there. I might not have sacked the House Cartographer. I might have sacked the Facetime Creature, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can sack the thing that it's equipped to move it around.
My thought is that the Savior of the Small
Can bring back the
bring
Cartographer.
things back, so you're not super worried about sacking your small things.
Yeah.
And the cartographers isn't really getting through
That's true. It's not breaking
anymore
that line
anyway.
right now.
Okay, so Roman still does have an attack here.
Yeah, definitely has an attack with the role model, and Roman's going to be a little bit hard pressed on what to do here. Though that Dissection Tools is turning this match a little bit around. It does look like he has the Surgical Suite in hand. No, it's another
This
Grand
is another
Entryway.
Grand Entry. I think he has at least 3 of those
Wow, that's very good.
in the deck.
He's going to distribute some counters.
So this is another ding from the Leech as well.
And he has enough to unlock it as well, which will be another 2 dings. Roman might be able to actually force a block here.
Yeah.
I think this is a
So
force
this
block
is
here.
yeah. This
Because
is
it's a 6
putting him
power.
down to 2.
So put him down to 2
Oh.
if he unlocks that.
Yeah, Robin didn't see it.
Robin didn't see
That's
it.
it.
That was a force block. Maybe a Kaito versus a Tyvar here.
That's right. Yeah.
I think they're friends. They're even featured in an art together in one of the cards, maybe.
They were both on the House Infiltration team.
Yeah, the House Infiltration, yeah. They are not friends today, I would say.
So how are we looking here? We've got Ben on the right.
Logan is is on 3 lands, and he's milled 7 lands from the crowd there.
That's some skill mill if I've ever seen it.
Yeah. Ben is smiling ear to ear on those land mills, and his Logan is completely screwed on lands while he just is seeing them all go into the bin.
So that's the thing, is you don't actually need to mill your opponent out. You just need to exactly mill all of their lands.
That's right.
And keep them, or all of their spells.
Yeah.
One or the
One
other.
or the other, yeah. You don't want to do any of both, but if you do just exactly one or the other, you'll give them no chance here. Let's see. And he did mill, it looks like 8 lands.
So
That's tough.
Logan letting his teammate know just how bad the feel bad is here.
The feel bad, because it does look like he has some heavy cards in his hand. The Inferno.
Oh, he's got a lot of heavy cards in his deck. Yeah.
He's definitely a deck that wants
deck
his
needs
lands.
mana.
He wants his mana. He wants his lands.
He probably would have been thrilled to open that Enduring Vitality.
Looks like he
that,
is
Robin
going to cycle away his.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, he has to at
Let's
this
hope he still has one in his deck.
Milled 8 lands, 4, so he should have a few left, but I actually don't know if he's running 17. He's milled 8. He's got 4 on the battlefield. That's 12. Does he even? Is it even possible for him to cast Altanak now? Yeah, surely it is. It's getting close there. If he mills a couple more, he might not.
Wait, but you can discard it to.
To bring lands
To get
back.
him back. So Ben is actually
He may-
helping him.
Yeah, he may do that actually. Yeah. Ben feeling
There we
pretty
go.
confident about his position here. But
Probably don't blame them.
that Altenac discard land does come directly into the battlefield, so that's quite nice. Putting Logan at 5 mana all of a sudden.
Attacking, surveilling with the amalgam,
An easy block and trade.
It's going to take 4.
Logan seems to be at 9, looks like. Pyroclasm in the graveyard was the manifested card. Would have been pretty good on this board. They're not amazing with the Megalodon.
Oh, there's a nice ton though, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Do we know the game score?
I think Logan is at 9.
Or,
let me
sorry,
check. Roman?
the game
This
score.
middle match, what's the score? Like, so Logan is up a match? Logan's up a game and it's 17-9? Great.
Okay, so this is not the door slamming match point for
exactly.
Ben. This is the.
This is the defensive.
Let's go to game
let's
3.
Definitely going to hit a game 3 in the middle.
So surely this Wicker Folk has delirium, right?
I know. I can't imagine.
After all the help that Ben has been getting him.
Yeah, that is the problem with those crabs. We were talking about it during the draft portion. Is some of the times you're just helping them. You're just
helping
getting
them,
your
yeah.
opponents to delirium. And especially in this gruel matchup, that delirium is quite nice to have.
I would argue most of the time you're helping them.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you are actually killing them with it, then you're pretty much just helping them. So it looks like we're blocking and sacking to kill the Fear of Isolation, which is solid.
Very good play. Still takes 2. Still takes 4 actually. Goes to 5. Takes 2 from the Glimmers, 2 from the Tunnel Surveyors. He's going to Glimmer Burst.
And so I don't think. So Logan doesn't have clean removal for the Megalodon. He really needs creatures to be able to block it down. He's not happy to see 2 of his
removal
premium
spells.
removal spells to go to the bin there.
That is tough to see.
But honestly, I don't think they were going to be helping out too much
No,
here
you would have
anyway.
need to use both in order to kill the Megalodon.
Yeah. So I think you're kind of okay with it, to be honest.
Actually, yeah. Sucks to see because you could stop him from continuing to mill you, but you really need something better than that.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
And I don't know what Logan has. He's got a coordinated clobbering, but it looks like they're just going to go to game 3. But if they can clean up both, we will head into round 3 at least for a few games, and they may be able to reverse sweep this. It's not over until trying to think of until the Yargle sings. Until Yargle and Multani sing. Trying to think of the biggest butts I can think of. I mean, they don't even have big butts, but they're like, like the fat lady sings, that sort of expression.
You're not body shaming my Yargle. Yargle has the most beautiful body in Magic.
He does, yeah. It's a 9-3. I celebrate Yargle Day.
So it looks like Vincent hasn't had the cleanest turns here. He's just playing a Fear of Lost Teeth into Keys to the House on turn 5. So certainly not the fastest start here.
Yeah. Giving his opponent an opportunity to really sweep in here.
Revealing a first striking Razorkin Needlehead.
He does have that Razorkin that's getting in for a little extra damage right now, and obviously that Needlehead, if he can get a low enough life total against Vincent, all he needs to do is keep it on the board,
Oh wait, hang on. I'm not keeping track of their score anyway. Hang on. We do have Logan and Ben.
We are now moving into
going
Logan and
here.
Ben's match here. Looks like the Flood Pit's Drowner stunning down that Insidious Roots. No, Insidious Roots is from MKM. Fungus?
Insidious
Fungus.
yeah.
Insidious Fungus, thank you. Different Insidious card.
This was the Insidious year of Standard.
Yes, exactly. Very Insidious this year.
So it looks like he's got the Fear of Isolation in his hand, so attacking for 2 and maybe returning it.
Returning of the Flood Pit's Drowner. Oh no, he's just going to go for the 1/4, which
Totally fine as
is
well.
good, but did he miss his land drop?
Looks like it, yeah.
So that's a good sign for Logan. I think he is liking to see that. He is going to throw in that thing. We're discarding a land, so we won't get the extra damage, but that isn't that bad. He does draw 2 lands, so Logan's seeing those lands coming in hot and heavy in this matchup at least.
Ben could also be hesitant to play Spheres of Isolation because Logan does have the answer for it on the board.
And the mana up to use it. Ben does draw a land, but it is a tap land, so he'll have to run out one of his 2 drops here. We may be seeing the Crab, we may be seeing the Fear. It looks like he's going to Dragonfire the Flood Pits to preserve his life total a little bit. Staying at 17 if he spends 20. It looks like Ben does get his 3rd land here, but he's going to hold up that counter spell to hopefully get Logan. But Logan is flooding hard now. He's regretting not being able to mill some of these lands.
Yeah, he's like, Ben, can you draw your Crab and mill some lands for me, please?
This is an interesting match. Neither of them wanting to be the first one to blink. Logan may be worried about being the first. Ben may be believing that Logan is playing around a counterspell and waiting, hoping that Ben will continue to play around a counterspell, but not realizing that Logan doesn't really have anything.
So he is playing around Don't Make a Sound?
Don't Make a Sound, which is what he has, looks like is what he has in his hand. Which you would have to have, it's 2 extra mana, I believe, right?
Yep, it's a quench. They seem to like making the conditional quench the go-to limited counterspell.
Yeah. It's working pretty well.
Yeah.
In this format and in Foundations, counterspells have been pretty good. For not the first time in a while, but they're not always good. So looks like Logan's seeing the downside of his Horrid Vigor right now. Interesting. Ben draws looks like another counterspell, another Don't Make a Sound here, which are not going to maybe prove as useful against Logan if he ever does draw a spell to cast.
Is that the problem? He's not actually playing around the counterspell. He just doesn't have anything.
He has, I think, a Horrid Vigor and a Dragonfire and lands.
Yeah, okay.
So he may want to Dragonfire the...
So here's the Fear. Trigger. Surveil, mill 3.
Wow!
Or mill 2.
Mill 2 lands. Okay. Pretty good for Logan, actually. He's pretending to be upset about that, but I think he's happy to not have to draw those lands.
I think that was kind of ideal.
At this point, knowing how many lands he has out in his hand and just milled, I would fire off my Dragonfire against the
Fear of Isolation.
Fear of Isolation, or the Crab, just because I know that I'm going to get a ton of lands. I've milled so many lands, it's likely that I now have spells on top. I don't want to continue to mill. But that Fear of Isolation will get him at some point.
Sure. Hey, does it have thing? Does not. I have lands.
So despite that, he does not have Delirium.
I forgot about the
Oh, he does. Okay.
No, it does have Delirium.
creature aids and sorcery.
Yep.
Land creature.
Plenty of Deliriums with a 4/3.
Coming in for 4. So I think the Flood might... Oh wait, that was actually 5 because of the
Flood
Deface Gallery as well.
Might be doing better than the Screw here.
Because it made Ben's Quench into kind of a
Both
dead draw.
quenches into dead draws. I think he has 2 quenches in his hand.
There's the Enduring Curiosity.
It's quite nice.
With 2 flying attackers already on the field.
He might just run it out main turn. He is down on lands. He needs to draw. He'll get that mill trigger. There are all good lines, but I think that probably because he wants to keep drawing lands here, he's got lots of action. He may just want to draw 2 cards here. The guaranteed Logan being relatively tapped out, not completely.
I think Scorching Dragonfire is still a big
He's going to pass here. Okay, interesting. That is a pretty good draw. Now does Quench? No, not Quench. The Don't Make a Sound. Does that target? Does it counter any
It's any spell,
Any spell, yeah.
unless you pay 2. But if they do, you get to surveil 2.
Yeah, surveil 2. So Logan needs to play one of his lands here before he goes to combat in order to be able to cast his Horrid Vigor without having to worry about that, but he hasn't done that. So he'll make the Glimmer, but if Ben decides to make a trade here of any kind, he won't be able to Horrid Vigor in order to get the 2 for 1 because Ben. Oh, but Ben may have to. If he taps out for the
yeah, it looks like he's
Curiosity,
considering
he won't be
just-
able to use the counter spell.
Yeah, exactly.
So interesting
Okay, so
line.
he knows that there's one Dragonfire in the grave, so feels a little safer about just running it out.
Yeah. Though he does not realize that there is another Dragonfire in his hand.
So is the plan? Yeah, I would assume that the plan is to block with it if you're running it out now.
So I would probably use the Horrid Vigor just to save my
On the
Razorkin.
Needlehead,
Yeah.
or not the Needlehead, the Razorkin Horde.
Yeah, knowing that he doesn't have his counter magic up this turn, you know, he's had it up in the past, you're probably suspecting that he has it. Let it keep attacking, let it keep making those gremlins.
Yeah, I think this is actually working out pretty decently for Logan here.
Now the big question is, do you kill the 1/4 that is letting Ben surveil every turn, or do you kill the 2/3 that is a more significant threat?
I might go for the 1/4.
Yeah, I think so too at this point.
Just because your creatures are going to be able to attack into any
The
amount of
2/3 a lot
toughness
better,
that
yeah.
Ben can
Yeah.
put
And
up.
also, if you still have the exile effect, the Dragonfire, next turn you're able to swing a lot easier into
That's
that
true.
2/3.
Oh, he's actually doing the
He's
Trampler.
saving his Trampler.
This is more
Interesting. It
damage
does-
in the immediate.
And it does kill both targets. Interesting.
So Ben is taking 3, I believe. Because it gets Death Touch as well. Death Touch indestructible.
Why did Logan know that?
He milled off of the Curiosity.
The Curiosity wouldn't be back on the... Oh, the Crab is still on the board. I thought the Crab had blocked. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the Curiosity coming back.
So I believe Ben took 3.
Yeah, we were taking 3 there because of the Death Touch. Just dealing 2 to each.
And now
Oh wait, no, he would have taken just 2, right? Because it was a 4/3 attacking with Death Touch.
it was a 5-3
Oh,
with the
it's a 5/3
Deface
with
Gallery.
the Deface Gallery. Very nice. Good eye. Thank you.
I just heard him say it,
Yeah.
so yeah. So Ben, the Curiosity does come back as an enchantment, but now he doesn't have any creatures to give him immediate
Definitely
card
in a
draw.
little bit of a pickle. He had a good read on not attacking with that Curiosity to draw the extra cards last turn because he needed it for the blocks, but obviously Logan had the answers for that. So,
And it looks like
bringing out a
the game in the back is over, and I'm assuming nobody said match yet. So I'm assuming that Julian got
Yeah,
that
it looks
one.
like Julian probably got that, yeah? I'll double
Looking
check.
at the life totals up there, it looks like
Yeah, it looks like
Vincent
Julian
was low.
was ahead. Julian, did you take yours? Yes, you did. So we
All
are
right.
still in this. If Logan can
Cryps are
clean
still
up
alive.
this match 3,
Which is looking
which is
pretty
looking
good right
pretty
now.
good for him. The board state looks good. If he can keep drawing spells and actions, putting some pressure.
This is an attack for 7, though the crab is ostensibly a free block.
Likely gonna block at least the gremlin. Oh, and he does have another creature in hand, which is pretty good.
Logan does.
Yeah, Logan has the 5/3 that can sack lands, which at this point in the game he's perfectly happy with.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He can actually play it this turn and potentially no, he's 1 land short. Are these untapped? These down here? These lands are a little messy here.
Were those exiled off of something, maybe? I'm not sure.
I think he maybe unlocked his gallery. And those are I don't know. I just don't know. But it's possible that he can unlock here. So his Wicker Folk is attacking here. So that's a double strike.
Oh, he's got the Tunnel of Hate
Yeah,
open
that's
as well?
his Tunnel of Hate is open.
So yeah, that was a hit for 10.
So it's interesting that he did that because he's at 1. So if Logan had just ran out his Dragonfire that he has in his hand, that's actually lethal.
That would have won.
Would have won him the game. It's looking pretty good for him still.
I believe Ben was tapped out.
Yeah,
too,
Ben was tapped out. He would have had a guaranteed lethal win.
But
But we
looks
got
like
to
it's not
round
gonna
3.
matter.
Looks like we're moving around 3. Logan clenched it up, putting
so-
the possessed goats in fear of a reverse
sweep.
sweep.
That's
here.
right. Yeah. Like I said, never count them out. These young scrappy Magic players on the Cryps are looking to claim their first title over the reigning champs.
The fear of the reverse sweep, their signature move.
I don't know that card. Fear of the reverse sweep.